going to prison. Oh, the darkness, how it thickens, like the brooding of despair, and my soul within me sickens. God in mercy, hear my prayer. I was only 19 years of age when I was arrested for highway robbery, a child in years, but a man in sin. I knew nothing of the criminal act which was charged to my account, but the rumsellers and inhabitants of the Fourth Ward hated me for all my evil ways, and were glad to get rid of me. So they swore the robbery on me, and I couldn't help myself. I had no friends, no advocate at court. It is a bad thing, sinners, not to have an advocate at court. And without any just cause I was sentenced to 15 years in state prison. I burned with vengeance, but what could I do? I was handcuffed and sent in the cars to Sing Sing. That ride was the saddest hour of my life. I looked back at my whole past course, at all my hardships, my misery and sins, and gladly I would have thrown myself out before the advancing train and ended my life. It was not sorrow for sin that possessed me, but a heavy weight seemed to press me down when I thought of the punishment I had got to suffer for my wrongdoings, and an indignant, revengeful feeling for the injustice of my sentence. 15 years of hard labor in a prison to look forward to, and all for a crime I was as innocent of as the babe unborn. I knew I had done enough to condemn me, if it were known, but others, as bad as I, were at liberty, and I was suffering the penalty for one who was sent at that hour roaming at will, glorying in his lucky escape from punishment and caring nothing for the unhappy dog who was bearing it in his stead. How my heart swelled with rage and then sank like lead as I thought of my helplessness in the hands of the law, without a friend in the world. I concluded, however, before I reached the end of that short journey, that my best way was to be obedient to the prison rules, do the best I could under the circumstances, and trust that somebody would be raised up to help me. When I arrived at the prison, I shall never forget it. The first thing that attracted my attention was the sentence over the door, "The way of the transgressors is hard." Though I could not read very well, I managed to spell that out. It was a familiar sentence, which I had heard a great many times. All thieves and wicked people know it well, and they know too that it is out of the Bible. It is a well-worn proverb in all the haunts of vice, and one confirmed by daily experience. And how strange it is that, knowing so well that the way is hard, the transgressors will go still in it. But God was more merciful to me than man. His pure eyes had seen all my sin, and yet he pitied and loved me, and stretched out his hand to save me. And his wonderful way of doing it was to shut me up in a cell within those heavy stone walls. There is many a one beside me who will have cause to thank God for ever and ever that he was shut up in a prison. End of chapter 2.